Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna read from the Princess Bride now. We're gonna redo it our way. Why don't you two introduce yourselves and your characters? Ruth, you were here first, so go ahead. You can go first.
I'm Ruth. I am playing Miracle Max and Valerie, combination of the two. I picked these characters because I think they're the funniest and they steal the show.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Brad.
I'm Darb or Brad, whichever you want to call me. And I picked Vizzini, solely Vizzini, just because similar to Ruth, the reasoning for her character, I think he steals the show in his own way. But in my opinion, didn't get enough of the spotlight for how funny his character was. And like, of course, I understand why they killed him off, but I feel like there's more antics that should have been with like him and the other two. It'd be like the Three Stooges. And without him, it was without him, it's just like, and even in the movie, too, he's just like confused as to what to do until Wesley shows up towards the end.
This is a good point.
I feel like it'd be funny to have all three of them and like Wesley as like kind of joining in as like the fourth one eventually.
Like the Four Musketeers.
Yeah, so, the Four Musketeers, but eventually like replacing Vizzini at some point because like Vizzini's still evil. Like the idea that they had where he'd still be alive, like he's still evil, but maybe he's just like trying to quote unquote manipulate not smart other people by pretending to be good.
He's smart enough to try to do that. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's get started. So, you see before you an amazing gleaming white castle. It almost looks like something you would see like it's like the icing on a wedding cake. Just these crenellations atop these ramparts and towers, absolutely gorgeous. And there's a large crowd in the courtyard, and on top there is Prince Humperdinck, and Prince Humperdinck is making a declaration to his people, and he says, "I, Prince Humperdinck, appeal to the citizens of Florin to help me find Buttercup, the princess who has been kidnapped. We have three of our finest citizens who are going to help in the search. They have volunteered to help find the princess. Please give them a hand. Won't you introduce yourselves to the crowd and to our people? Miracle Max, you first."
You muted, by the way.
Hi. Miracle Max here. Ready to join the hunt for Buttercup. And I've got my wife, Valerie, in tow. She's real good in a pinch, too. We're here to help.
Valerie.
Oh,
thank you for helping your husband, Miracle Max. Say something to the crowd, please.
Well, this schmuck couldn't get anywhere without me, so I've got to come, or else what else is he going to do? He's useless.
And of course, Vizzini, one of the smartest men, if not the smartest man in Florin.
That's right, Prince Humperdinck. I'm going to do my best to find her, and I'll not do my best. I will find her, because as the smartest man of this place, I will be sure to find her. It is inconceivable to possibly think that I would not be the one to find her. You could have set me up by myself, and I would, but I only have these others with me, solely out of respect and kindness to them, to make them not feel bad, do not match my intellect.
But listen to this blowhard.
Very good, very good. Well, come into the castle, and we will give you the latest information that we have about the location of Princess Buttercup. So the crowd gives you all a great round of applause, and fanfare and trumpets sound as you are marched processionally with an honor guard into the portcullis, the gates of the castle. So you enter the throne room, and a kind of a what's the word? Dotard? Is that the word? There's a king who is rather senile, queen on the throne as well, but Prince Humperdinck is standing, and he comes up and approaches you in his best royal blue robes, and adorned with many gems. And he says, "You will be handsomely rewarded if you bring my bride to be back to me. Thank you for participating in this hunt, this search. We found her, the last we've heard from her, she was taken aboard a ship which left Florin Harbor and headed west towards Gildor. We think that perhaps the Gildarians have kidnapped her. If you could find her, we would be most appreciative. Perhaps you would start at the docks and begin your search." Do you have any questions?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
What's
yeah.
in it for us? What's in it for us for finding Princess Buttercup for you?
So there's a very large chest of gold, chains, coins. There are rubies, there are emeralds, there are diamonds. It's about the size of a large suitcase, and it is open, and he dips his hand into it and kind of runs his fingers through it and says, "Will this be sufficient for your services?"
So Vizzini's gonna, what's weird called? He's gonna investigate to see if that's real or not,
Okay, give
or
me
see if he's being faked.
an investigation check.
God dang it! I forgot my physical dice upstairs. I gotta use my computer.
Okay.
Let's see this. Yeah, 'cause I usually just use a dice roll on here.
Sure.
And then investigation.
Pretty sure you have a proficiency in investigation.
I have a proficiency in Arcana and Insight.
Oh, okay. So are you
So
doing an
that would
insight
be
check to see if Humperdinck is trying to fool you, or
Yeah, to
Are
see if
you
he's trying to
to
fool us
see
with
if-
fake money.
you're trying to see an investigation check to see if the money is fake?
Right. Well,
Okay.
I got a 19 base, but I think I get a +4 because my intelligence is 18.
Okay.
So unnatural 23.
So either way, he seems very sincere. He definitely wants you to go and find Buttercup, his bride to be. And the gold is real, as far as you can tell from this distance. There's no doubt. I mean, you'd have to get, an jeweler's eyepiece to look at the gems, but they certainly seem real enough. And they match very closely what Humperdinck is wearing on his person. So, and actually you recognize the florins, you recognize the heads and tails of the coins as the coin of the realm. So doesn't seem to be any deception here.
All right, just making sure you're not trying to fool me here. Just make sure you're not trying to swift me with fake money. I don't think you would do that, but you never know. You never know who can trust and who can't trust these days. All right, well, I'll go after her. I don't know what these two want to do, but you got my opinion. You got my vote.
Very good.
Let's let the loudmouth lead for now.
Certainly.
All right, so you accept your mission. So how do you want to proceed? To the dock?
Yeah, just go to the dock first.
Do you just want to go on foot, or what do you want to do?
We should find horses.
So you can request them from Humperdinck, who provides you with horses and a cart. So if you're not proficient with horses, you can ride along to the docks. That's no problem at all. You arrive at the docks. It's pretty bustling down here at the docks. There are more than one ship that's being unloaded, and there are a few that are, look like their sails are ready to go, and they're rigged and ready to go. And there's probably at least 36 people walking around doing various tasks. What would you like to do?
What are the various people doing?
Let's see. Well, there's somebody unloading a big barrel of fish. Looks like they're going to put them on a cart to go to market with some straw to keep them from sliding around in the back of the cart. It also looks like there are some sailors that are maybe new crew, and they're hauling things onto one of the sailing ships. And there's kind of people you would find working the dock, basically coiling ropes, It's basically, and then a couple people just kind of loitering, just kind of smoking pipe or just hanging out, resting.
Well, it seems to me we should be asking some of these people if they've seen, if we can get any information on the people that might have taken her, if they saw her go.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me, guys. I'll talk to him. I can get words out of him real easy. So he walks up to the nearest person, particularly to the one, I guess, with the barrel of fish.
Okay.
Excuse me there, good sir.
Roll
If you
a
don't-
constitution check.
Constitution check. All right.
Sure.
Oh, I guess because of the smell. Fishy smell. 17. I have an 8, so that's -1, so 16.
It's pretty smelly, but you somehow are able to put a cloth across your face and approach. But go ahead.
Oh, hello there, my good sir.
Yeah, what do you want?
Well, first off, is there any way you can maybe make this smell just a little bit better? Just a little bit. Oh God, where'd you get these fish from?
And then he just he reaches his hand into the bottom where most of the fish that have been gutted, their entrails are, and he kind of plops it onto the back of the cart. Was this better for you?
Most certainly, most positively better. Yes, it is inconceivable how you can make this smell so wonderful. Now, if you could do us a favor, we're looking for someone special, a Princess Buttercup on a ship. Did there happen to be a ship nearby? Did you happen to see a ship leave here recently?
I mean, if you're talking about the prettiest woman I've ever seen in my entire life, yes, there was someone who fit that description and left on a ship about 2 hours ago, headed east towards Gildor.
Yep, that sounds like a place. Those filthy Gildorans, as always trying to rough up our feathers.
In fact, I think that ship over there, the Silver Elephant, is heading towards Gildor. Is due to leave at any moment.
Who's the captain of that ship? Where can I speak to the captain? I want to speak to your captain.
So he says, I wasn't on that ship, but just go right up the gangplank. I'm sure that they need some more crew anyway. So.
Well, there you two go. You guys have a job on the ship now. You can be their crew. There you go. Everyone wins. Come on, let's go.
Nobody stops you as you go onto the ship. There's no like security or anything like that. People are just coming and going. You're not noticed as anything different than anybody else that's coming and going. Passengers, sailors, that sort of thing. But if you ask, you can find the captain.
Excuse me. Where's the captain of the ship? I need to speak to your captain.
I'm the captain of this ship.
Yeah, he just like kind of goes up. I guess like talk to him in silence about because he's trying to like weigh in if he is like if he knows anything about Princess Buttercup beyond just because does he know, like, are we going to?
Well, I heard that she was kidnapped, that's for sure. And I'm certain that since we're heading towards Gilder anyway, if you want to put in a good word for me with Prince Humperdinck, I'll be happy to like take you along the coast and drop you off anywhere you want.
Sure, yeah, I'll sure do that. So long as you can get these two a job here as your crew. They've been doing nothing. They've been doing nothing this whole time. We need them to do something.
You
so
got
that way,
any
I'm
mutton?
not doing all the work.
I can make a mutton stew, man. A mean mutton stew. Got any mutton?
Yeah, go down below. There's definitely the mess needs a little bit of help. The food has just been salted pork and fish lately, and we could definitely use some variety on this ship.
There you go. Make some good grub. Go make some good grub.
So you guys put underway for Gilder, and you start heading east. Not far into your voyage, you do spot a sail ahead of you, and it looks like they're making for these giant cliffs.
Sanity. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I
Sure,
apologize.
sure. Not long under sail, you're heading east, and you know that the ship is heading east because the sun is setting behind you. It's at your back, and so you see the sail of another ship, and the ship seems to be heading rather close to the coastline. In fact, it's heading towards a set of very high cliffs.
Can we see any, what flag are they flying?
Ooh, good question. Give me a perception check.
T20. They don't have any kind of, I rolled a 16. I forget how to do the modifiers.
Oh, what's your
Let's just
What's-
stop.
what's your wisdom?
12.
Oh, that's
So
a
it'd
plus
be
one, I believe.
plus one, yeah.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. You see you see a banner at the top of the main mast, and it has the ensign of Gilder on it.
Aha.
Oh,
Vizini just like rapidly looking around the ship for I can't think of the name of that. That like long looking glass that they always use on ships.
that'll work.
Spyglass.
Long looking glass.
Is that
Spy-
is that just a long looking glass? That's actually what it's
It's a
called?
spyglass.
Yeah. So Vizini starts asking around for a spyglass. Or whatever they'd call it in this realm.
Do a persuasion check on the first mate. He has a spyglass. You can see him holding one.
Modifier.
Well, a 7 in charisma gives me, I believe, a -1, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I got a 7.
So he says, "Let go of my spyglass. What do you want to look at anyway?"
Can you not see what's literally right up ahead, sir? Can you literally not see that right there? You're the first man. You can't see blindly without your little glass. That's what I want to see. That's what we all want to see. Those nasty Gonans are going to get the princess before we do. They
He
probably
turns-
have her.
He turns his eye in the direction you're pointing, and he says, "Sail ho! Sail ho!" The captain says, "Come about, follow that course." And so now you're pursuing the ship. The ship seems to be coming into a small cove, and it disappears out of sight, but the captain is in hot pursuit. Is there anything you want to do before you catch up to this ship?
How long do it would take for us to catch up to them?
Not long, probably about 15 minutes or so.
Vizini's going to go take a nap. Why do you guys do that? I need to get some rest. I need to recharge my brain for this upcoming encounter.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. I guess I apologize, guys. I guess Miracle Max is serving up mutton stew to the shipmates, and he's asking around. Do we know of any who these Gilder people are like? Because I don't get out much, and we're chasing these fellers trying to get a hold of Princess Buttercup and whatnot, and I think it's important to know who we're going up against.
So the stories that you hear are, Gilder is the traditional sworn enemy of Florin. There is an uneasy truce at the moment, but there have been rumors of war in the last few months, possibly breaking out again. The slightest insult, the slightest incident would probably push the situation over the brink, and then there would be war between the two countries.
The diplomacy.
This
All
is
right.
pretty much common knowledge. It's not something you would need to check to get.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Um,
But I'll tell you what, I'll give you inspiration for coming up with that. Actually, you guys both start with inspiration, which is fine. So you know about inspiration, right?
yeah,
You can use the
vaguely.
re-roll or something of that nature.
Okay.
Brad, you muted yourself. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
No, yeah, it is. I'm eating
Okay.
my lunch right now.
So-
I didn't want
totally-
you to hear that.
That's totally cool. And You want to eat, drink, or do whatever you want? That's totally fine. If you need a break too, you just raise your hand and we can take a break.
I'm perfectly fine to keep on going. I'm
Cool.
just kind of doing multitasking here.
All right, great. So the ship pulls into the small cove where the other ship disappeared, and you see a long rope stretching from a great height. The ship is still there, but there seems to be no one aboard that you can see.
I mean, I want to look up.
Okay, do a perception check. It's a good idea. Most people don't look up.
Oh no. It's a 7. So
Yeah, a bird's flying overhead, and he kind of poops right on and hits you right on the forehead.
well, that's
while
then I
you're
get
up.
good luck. So I get
There,
to
there you go.
look again.
Yeah, so you could roll again. That's how luck works.
And so we got, yeah. And so poops again right in my eye.
Isn't the lucky trait like the most broken thing in D&D? It's like you can roll re-roll 3 times a day or between long rests. Like
No,
what?
I've had DM straight ban that because of that.
It's ridiculous. I mean, every time I played a bard, I always played a lucky bard, and it was stupid. Like it was like this isn't even fun anymore. All right, so yeah, you can basically see that there's a rope that goes up to the top, and that's about all you can really tell. A lot of crags. Possibly somebody could free climb this, but it would be really, really treacherous.
I want to investigate around is this just water? Is it just a shoreline, a rocky shoreline, or is there a beach?
Yeah, there's this very, very narrow beach. You could disembark and get on the beach if you wanted to.
I want to do that.
Okay, great. So Miracle Max is on the beach. Is Valerie going with you as well?
No, I'm not following that fool.
What is Valerie doing at this time?
Valerie wants to see if she can look up as well.
Okay.
She's got better luck right now anyway. Not much better. 6.
Okay. Yeah, she sees, a lofty height with a long ascent if you were to use the rope.
I feel like you're discouraging us from using the rope, even though that's the storyline.
I don't know. I just know your characters aren't like don't seem to be the most athletic of the bunch. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. Max wants to pull on the rope and see if anything happens.
Okay. I rolled a 1. So the rope is about as solid as it gets. And actually, as you pull on the rope, you see as you pull on the rope and you let go, and it smacks into the side of the cliff, and you can see like an outline of what may be a door actually on the outside of the cliff.
There's a door here. Can you believe this? In the middle of a beach, there's a door. Well, come on now, folks. Let's go through. I feel around. I push. I pound.
No problem. Door opens, and you see a staircase that leads. Pretty steep, but definitely roughly hewn stairs that lead up.
Tally ho!
Off you go. Very good. Vicini, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Do you follow?
Yeah, I got what's going on here.
All right. So you guys, it's kind of like almost a spiral staircase going up inside the cliff, but you do reach the top, and there's an open doorway that reaches out, and you can see a giant boulder with a coil of rope over it, and the rope runs over the edge. So after a pretty good ascent.
Oh, my sciatica.
Roll initiative.
Oh no.
Do we both have to, or just her?
Both, all 3 actually.
Valerie gets 11.
Mhm.
Ooh, Max, damn it, gets 19.
I got a 7.
Cool. Max, you see a flash of steel and you hear a voice say, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. What are you doing here?"
Well, we're following Princess Buttercup. We would really be obliged if you could tell us which direction she may have gone.
Roll a persuasion check.
Big money, no whammies. 2.
Two.
That's probably the biggest whammy you could have got, except for 1.
Oh, one would have been better, probably. I don't believe you. Why should I believe you? What are you doing in the middle of nowhere? This is crazy.
Valerie
Yeah,
pushes Max out of the way. Now listen, my husband's an idiot. I apologize. You were clearly an intelligent man. I am clearly an intelligent woman. Why don't we come over here and I can explain to you that we can give you a firm finder's fee for helping us. This
He's
doesn't
just laughing to himself.
Inigo is intrigued. Inigo says, well, there's not that much money in the revenge business, so I think let's talk.
well, revenge. Who are you trying to get revenge upon?
When I was a very young, this six-fingered man, he come and he killed my father. He slaughtered my father. He was supposed to pay for a sword. He offered him 1/10 what the sword was worth, what he originally agreed to. Slaughtered. I devote my whole life to fencing so I can, the next time I see him, I will be able to avenge my father.
Oh, well, see, now we can help you with that. We
See,
can help you with that.
Well, that would be wonderful because I have practiced many years of what I want to say to him when I see him. Do you want to
Oh.
hear what I want to say?
I mean, of course, please, sir, please.
Oh, it would have been funny if you said no.
Oh, no, sorry.
I will say
I don't know that we have time for all that.
Oh, I would say hello. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have time. Okay. Well, let's go. There was a man here. He was in a black mask. Fezzik told me never to trust anyone in a black mask. He was a very good with the sword, and he throw dirt in my eye. He fight dirty, and that's why I lose. Because I am a great swordsman, but he's some kind of scoundrel or pirate. You can't trust him, and he ran off that way.
I can tell this man's a smart man here. To be able to interlay such an intelligent pun in there, I like to be a good wordplay. I'm gonna start saying that and take all the credit for it.
Okay, roll a charisma check. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that'll be funny. Roll a charisma check.
Well, so I did manage to get a 15.
Oh, okay. Inigo is immediately enamored with, charmed by you, let's say. Not in the D&D sense, but he's definitely has an affinity for you. Let's put it that way. You guys strike up a good rapport. He says,
now we're just gonna find out when we have the crew. It's gonna be hard to persuade them with a charisma of 7, but I'll manage. We've done worse.
So you head off towards the direction of the tracks that Inigo is able to indicate to you. And you start going across some very beautiful country, pretty much what Ruth has in her background, actually. And but then the terrain turns a little bit rocky. And you come upon you can see a mass of stones. Actually, roll a perception. Everybody roll perception. I'll roll for Inigo. Oh. Well, don't even worry about it. Inigo rolled a 20. So Inigo says, that's it. Fezzik is laying down among the boulders. Let's run. What is wrong with my best friend, Fezzik? And he's running now. He's broken into a full sprint. And before you guys can, I'm assuming, your movement speeds are probably just pretty much average. Anyway, Inigo runs ahead of you, and you can see him trying to resuscitate his friend Fezzik, this giant, presumably Fezzik.
Honey,
giant
honey,
man.
hurry up. Help the poor man. What are you just gonna stand there like a lemming? Come on, let's move it. All right. Will you leave me alone? I might be able to help in this instance. I do have a little bit of experience in this realm of dead. He's not really dead, is he? He's only mostly dead. Why don't I give him a hand? And in
What in heavens are you
return,
talking about?
pardon?
What in heavens are you talking about? Mostly dead. Either you're dead or you're not dead. Why are you
No. He's only mostly, trust me, there's two different kinds. This dude is only mostly dead. Here, look. Okay, well, maybe he's hurting, but we can help him. And I would like to cast resurrection and blow the life back into him with my bellows.
And it works. It works. Oh, so the bellows
Inconceivable.
yes, it is rather inconceivable, but you do cast resurrection, and so Fezzik takes a giant breath, and you hear almost a groan, like a echoing, almost bestial groan, because the man's so big, and he opens his eyes, and you can see the gratitude in his eyes as he mouths the words, thank you very much.
Oh, it's nothing. It's all my pleasure.
So he rolls over and tries to pull himself up. Inigo tries to help him, and he does rise to his feet, and he is a full 8 feet tall, and it's nothing you've ever seen before. So Inigo says, Fezzik, what happened? And Fezzik says, I don't know. I had a big rock. I threw it at the man in black. You know, I don't trust anyone that wears a mask. And he dodged, and he's very quick. He ran between my legs. Next thing I knew, I passed out. And that's when you found me. Thank you very much for waking me back up.
Well, now you're going to help us, right?
What are you doing?
We're going to rescue Princess Buttercup.
Princess Buttercup. I think, well, she was with me, but then
Wait,
the man
she
in,
was with you.
oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Now, why on earth would the Princess Buttercup been with you?
Well, Inigo, do you want to tell her the story? It'd take too long to explain. I'll tell you later. Let's go find her
We have
first.
plenty of time right now. No. Tell us everything.
No, actually,
we can walk and talk.
okay, let's run and talk.
I'd be down for that.
You guys start running, and Inigo says, "Oh, it's crazy story, terrible story. So we are long lost circus performers. We run into this lady. She needs our help, so we take her to where she wants to go. That's the end of the story. This is the only thing I can tell you. It's crazy. It's crazy."
Now, wait a minute. You ran into her and she was alone?
She was riding her horse. Her horse fell down, broke a leg. Horse is crippled. Very sad
Horses
story.
don't just fall down, mister.
I don't know. We come up on her. The horse already fallen. I don't know. It's crazy. Wasn't that right, Fezzik? Sure, Diego. Whatever you say, buddy.
I would like to what is it? Is it perception?
Yeah, perception would work.
15. And what's the modifier for that?
So that would be perception is wisdom, right?
Yeah,
So
12. So
yeah.
plus 1.
So +1. So you roll a 16. Inigo rolls a 12. So he says, okay, I level with you. The Prince Humperdinck, he hired us to kidnap Buttercup. He say it starts a war with Gilder. So like I say, he pays us. I did not too much money in revenge, so we take the job. But yes, but now she's gone. The man in black has her, so we have to
So
go find her.
So you nasty boys tried to kidnap the princess.
Oh
And
no!
what's this Humperdinck character? He's paying us to go rescue her.
He's what?
And how do you wait? How do you lose a princess? You were like the size of 3 men. He's looking at the giant one. He's like, how do you lose a fight against anyone?
I was fighting against one. I'm gonna do Stallone. Fighting against one guy, and used to fighting against like 10 guys, and it's different when I wasn't used to it. He got me in a sleeper hold and I fall down.
No, hold on. Is it concealed? Possibly you trying to explain to me that this was harder for you because there was less people to focus on. Ow, what sense does that make? What sense does that make to any of us?
I don't know. All I could tell you, it's a crazy plot device. I have no idea.
At your size, all you have to do is stand still. He can't even push you. Is he big like you as well? Is this man in the mask as big as you?
It was really fast.
Well, if he's really fast, I'm certainly not going to be one to fight him. The world imbued me with brains, not with bronze or steel like you two. No. That should be your jobs. And yet, you guys seem to not be able to do this on your own. So clearly, I'm going to have to take over as your leader once again. Just like with these two over here. With this married couple who's already been such a pain, talking nonstop about food and how you could possibly be mostly dead and not just dead or alive.
Well, he came back, didn't he?
Yes, he came back. That doesn't excuse that. And still, I can see what to think that he was mostly dead. No, he was still alive. You just resuscitated him from being dead. Where was the man in black headed? Where is the masked man headed?
Inigo says, "Well, if you're so smart, then why would the Humperdinck hire us to kidnap Buttercup, and then you hire you to rescue her? It doesn't make any sense to me."
You just wouldn't understand. You just wouldn't understand the layers that the Prince Humperdinck has. We don't question his authority. We don't question his plans. We just follow. We just follow. We get the money, and then we can go away. We can go far, far away from this place and live our own lives and make our own kingdoms.
So I'm going to break the fourth wall. Craig, welcome.
Hey, sorry.
No, don't worry. It's actually just about perfect. We're almost ready to get to the fire swamp. So so I'll pretend I'm Peter Falk again, and the story so far. Vesini and Miracle Max and Valerie were hired by Prince Humperdinck to find his kidnapped Princess Buttercup, his bride to be. They followed via ship, found a secret passage up the cliffs of insanity to the top, where they found Inigo Montoya waiting for them. And he said that he had fought a duel and lost because the man in black threw sand in his face and was able to escape. And then they came upon Fezzik, who was found lifeless on the ground. Miracle Max resuscitated him. And then and that's basically where we are now. The five, Valerie, Miracle Max, Vesini, Inigo Montoya, and Fezzik are all trying to follow tracks in the direction that presumably the man in black and Princess Buttercup have taken off. Yeah. So towards the fire swamp. So How are you today?
Very good. Very good.
All right, good.
Yeah, I apologize for being late. I completely flaked. And like I've been working, you know, it's a long story. But suffice to say, I was moving a lot of heavy stones around, and
Oh my.
I got tired and fell asleep, and then woke up and said, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
I'm supposed to be somewhere.
it's 2:30."
It couldn't have happened at a better time, actually.
Weirdly, it
So-
sounds exactly like what's happening in a story too.
Pretty much
Man,
the heavy rocks.
Moved around heavy
The heavy
stones.
rocks.
Yeah.
Got sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. That's pretty much
There
it.
you go.
Good. All right. So back into the story.
Back to the story.
Back to the story. So you guys see roll perception checks. Everyone except Craig. We're not here yet.
I'm not here
Your-
yet.
Your
yes.
character's not in there yet.
In fact, yeah.
Actually, that's not true. You can roll a perception check as well.
Max
Grab my
got a
phone real quick,
13.
hang on.
I forget what Valerie got, but it was low.
Okay.
Forget what my perception.
Darb,
with 13
what'd you get?
plus-
The Sini.
Wait a second. 8,
Teeny.
13 plus 4. Perception is wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Plus 4. So 17.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I would have gotten a 16 then.
You guys see two figures silhouetted on the ridge line, and they seem to be moving relatively, pretty good clip. Not exactly running, but they're not walking either. They're moving pretty fast along the ridge with the clouds in their background.
Hmm.
I say we pursue.
So you continue to follow them. Very good. They disappear over the hill as you approach. By the time you get to the place where you had seen them, you can see them traveling along the valley floor towards the fire swamp. So, Craig, we'll do a little isolated thing with you. So you're an ROUS, is that right? Tell us about
Correct.
your character. Tell the audience, tell everybody about your character.
Well, I'm a rat about the size of a border collie.
Are you smart as a border collie?
Probably. Well, at least as dexterous.
I don't even know if
Probably
I'm
as
as smart as
I've
a
had
border
a border
collie.
collie once, and they were pretty smart.
They're really smart.
Yeah, so probably not that smart.
Okay.
Sort of average intelligence, but that average for a rat. But they're big, so
They have big brains.
I might be surprised. Yeah, I might surprise you.
Okay. So what would you like to do with your rat character? You see two, you're an inhabitant of the fire swamp, and you see two humanoid figures fast approaching along the ravine floor towards your home.
Yeah, and I probably see. Well, let me. 11 perception.
Yeah, a 10's good.
I'll probably
So
notice them. Would I notice the followers above them then? People chasing them.
I would say no. I would say that you're not looking up at this point. It's
Not
pretty
looking
high.
up.
It's a pretty good height. So yeah, they probably wouldn't be in view yet.
All right. Do I smell anything? Notice
Roll.
anything?
Go ahead and roll for smell with advantage, right? Or do you just
right,
have
yes.
do you have advantage or proficiency? I forget.
Advantage on attacks, advantage on perception of smell. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Let's say, what's that? 16. It's the best.
16. So you smell a combination of a very slight hint of kind of a floral scent. You also smell the heavy odor of human sweat and leather, heavy cloth. Yeah, I would say that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I think at the moment I'll just kind of lay low.
Definitely two animals that are exerting themselves.
Very good.
They've run for some distance, probably.
So I'll sort of hang back, not exactly with the other ROUSs. They're all kind of doing their own thing and have pretty much noticed them, but are also keeping a distance. I would say the floral smell probably attracts them a little. Not one of the usual smells in the swamp of It's not the swamp of despair, is it? It's the fire swamp. So not one of the usual smells.
That's more like smell of putrescence.
Putrescence. Yes. Absolutely.
I love when the ancient brewer says that. So yes. So the queen of the queen of putrescence approaches. All right, great. Back to the cliff tops.
Back to the chase.
Yes. We'll start with Miracle Max. What is Miracle Max doing?
He's huffing and puffing.
Mm-hmm.
Where did those horses go?
It's a good question.
We have any horses?
Valerie, what's Valerie doing?
Oh, shut up, you twerp. I mean, they're just trying to catch up as fast as they can.
Sounds good. Vicini.
We lost the horses? All right, I called a big guy there to carry me. I ain't walking that far. You guys should have called for him first. No. I was the only one to think of that. He's mine. Yeah, I called dibs.
So you
I don't know if dibs exist.
you try to persuade Fezzik to carry you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion check. Or roll whatever you want. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll roll a persuasion check because apparently I wrote a 19, a base 19. So I got to see what my.
That'll be enough. That'll be enough.
Yeah, it's like an 18, I think.
Yeah, he somehow decides to be fun to give you a piggyback ride. So
all you have to do is send them back to Greenland.
That's right. You could threaten him with unemployment in Greenland.
Greenland.
Yes. So he says, "I'll take care of you," and he puts you up on his back. He has a kind of a backpack, and you kind of fit into it, sort of like a lap dog.
I just became a Clank from Ratchet and Clank there.
That, or maybe you're 3PO on back of Chewbacca, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You clumsy oaf, that hurts.
You put my arms on backwards.
Yes. All right, great. So yeah, you guys can see you can see Buttercup and Wesley running along the ravine floor into the fire swamp, and you're up on the hilltop. How do you decide to proceed? Do you want to
Can
go?
we yell at them? I want to yell down.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Wait! Come back!
Buttercup hears nothing. Wesley also hears nothing. I rolled double threes. I don't know if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. So they're so intent, and they're so like they're basically inside the fire swamp now, so they can hear like the animals, like the screeching of animals and the popping sounds of flame spurts and that sort of thing. You also actually roll a perception check. Oh yeah, it's pretty loud. I mean, you can hear the popping sounds of the flame spurts as well, and you see now you know why the fire swamp is called the fire swamp, because you can actually see like a burst of flame coming from the ground right near them, which catches Princess Buttercup's the hem of her dress on fire, which Wesley quickly attends to and extinguishes, and then they disappear under the cover of the trees and vines that mark the border of the entrance.
Let's follow them in.
You're gonna go follow them like directly into the swamp?
Oh, maybe not. What do you think, team? We could circle around the other side, but then we wouldn't meet up with our Roos friends. So yeah, I think we should just follow them in.
So the ROUS, they're fast approaching you. What would you like to do? You see them in your
Oh, I think the rest of the ROUSs are gathering because the smell is unusual. And sort of getting ready to attack.
Okay, so they're getting ready to attack.
Can we see them?
Roll perception.
14 plus.
What are you
4,
looking at
16?
specifically? Are you looking at Buttercup and Wesley, or are you looking at the ROUSs?
Max is actually looking around for food because he's
Oh.
always free. So he's scanning. He's looking for anything. Looking for berries.
Yeah, there's bushes with blackberries on them and that sort of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
And I assume he catches does he spot the roost and while doing that?
so that would be roll again. That would probably be 2 separate actions.
1.
Yeah. No, he doesn't see it. He's so hungry that he just focuses on like the apple trees and the berry
Man, that
bushes.
mutton stew didn't
Yeah,
last
yeah.
long.
Do you gather berries?
Yeah, he's gathering berries because
Okay.
moron. You moron, what are you doing? Gathering berries. I'm hungry.
Got to keep our strength up.
Valerie wants to is looking around too.
Do you even know what type of berries these are?
Go ahead and roll a I guess it'd be a medicine check probably to see if they're poisonous
Or useful.
or useful. Yeah, could be
I'm
good
just
berries.
free. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna know.
I think that like it's what an apple is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
You know what like a blackberry is. I think you would be I think it's pretty safe. I don't think it's like a situation where you're like unsure, especially an herbalist,
Yeah.
So this would be probably common knowledge. Yeah, so no problems there. Vicini, do you have any brilliant strategic insights you'd like to
Well,
share with the group?
I got a 6, so probably not a lot.
Well, what are you trying to do?
He was trying to outsmart everyone by saying, being like, "Do you know what even type of berry this is?" And then explain it, but he seems to not know himself because apparently it's a type of berry that's only in here in this place he's never been to before. So he's just gonna try to like make up, and it's like, you I don't even know what this type of berry is. How do you none of you know what this is?
Well, it's the round squishy kind, so they're safe.
Right. Okay, so then eat it. You're the one that can resuscitate people, so you should be fine. You should be fine if you eat if it's poisonous, whether it's poisonous or not, because you can just bring us back to life anyway, right? So
Well,
show us.
And he goes like, actually, he should be the one that doesn't eat it because we need him to resuscitate us if one of us dies. So stay in the back.
All right, thank you for volunteering yourself then. I knew that would work. He
And
throws the blueberry to him. You do it then.
Nice. And Inigo's got his sword out and he's ready to rumble, ready to lead the way.
I thought you were about to say that he's like he saw the blueberry flying towards him or whatever it is. He just gets ready to have a sword and slashes it in half. I thought that's where he was going to go with it.
Fruit Ninja. Yes.
He just fruit ninjas it.
It's Fruit Ninja. Yeah, he'll eat it. He's hungry. No effect. No ill effect. Looks like tastes very good. So yeah, so basically they're in the fire swamp now. You guys going in or are you gonna circle around?
I think we should just go on in.
Just going right in. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so you can hear the hack and slash of rapier cutting vines. You can hear a pop, pop, like a fire spurt every once in a while. And you can also hear like, strange bird-like sounds coming from the trees as you approach the entrance, which you basically go from like this beautiful, bright, sunny day, and there's almost an immediate barrier of gloom as soon as you enter the canopy. And the darkness level just increases, light level drops precipitously.
Boy, it sure would be nice if we had a guide for this forest. If there were anyone around that knew the forest well. Maybe they'd know a shortcut.
No one has ever survived the fire swamp as far as I know. But I can tell you these branches have been cut right here, these vines. It's pretty obvious that they went this way.
Still though, wouldn't it be great if there was an inhabitant of the forest?
Yeah.
Roll a animal handling check.
Now, if this were Ruth rolling, we wouldn't need to roll. 12 plus, what would that be? Dexterity?
Animal handling? Probably
Yeah.
And then it is wisdom.
Wisdom,
yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Really? We'll say Miracle Max did it then, and it's 16.
Great. So Miracle Max has
Vizzini did it and got a nat 20.
oh wow.
Yeah. Let him do it.
So Miracle Max is remembering when he was young, he had a pet mouse, and he remembered some of the squeaks that it used to make, and he starts trying to emulate those squeaks.
That's more like a guinea pig.
Okay, maybe he had a pet guinea pig.
That kind of works. Yeah.
Rabbits don't make noise. Not unless
And-
they're in pain.
And
So I'll
then
come out cautiously and come out of the gloom underbrush.
and then Vicini, he seems to speak almost fluent rat, being one himself. No, I'm just kidding. But
He's very rat-like.
I'm speaking with my kind. Brother!
Yeah, so I go. Let me run a smell check on
okay,
this crew.
okay.
Oh god, we're gonna smell bad because of the fish.
13.
Yeah, so
In
you
particular,
smell-
paying attention to their packs and the food, any food that has been getting gathered.
well, you definitely get a hint of mutton stew, and then also kind of a fishy smell. They were aboard a ship, and then you also get like that kind of necrotic smell from maybe someone who was mostly dead but then revived, and and then also you get this kind of oily smell from someone who polishes his blade a lot. So a lot of stuff going on.
I've learned
here.
to avoid sharp things like that, so stay away from that and go more towards the fishy, oily, smelly one. Who's making the friendly rat noises?
Okay, so you guys kind of scoot around. I guess this is the party that's coming in to the here. Let me do this. We'll use our mat. So this is the party that's coming in to the to the swamp, and then we'll say this is Buttercup and Wesley, and then where do you want to be, ROUS?
Oh, probably not there. Back where the main group is. They sort of Wesley and I just watched them run by.
You watch them run
Not so
by, so you're
interesting. Didn't
kinda
smell so
like-
good. These guys smell interesting though, so I'm gonna
okay.
hang
Yeah,
out
there's
and
more stuff going on there.
more stuff going on.
Uh-oh.
Which one? The one who's picking the berries obviously has berry stain.
Yeah, that's right. You got
Yeah,
like a
Max and-
blueberry smell.
Max and Valerie are gonna seeing this creature, gonna assume that he's either protein based. And so Max is gonna offer him some jerky that he's got,
Uh-oh.
or vegetarian based, like a
Mhm.
normal rabbit. And Valerie's gonna offer him some berries and carrots.
Perfect.
Oh, okay, great. Make a willpower saving throw, ROUS.
Willpower, I love it.
Wouldn't that be appropriate?
15.
Yeah, so you smell a bunch of different stuff, and if you want, you could resist charging headlong into to it. But up to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to charge and attack the food necessarily, but sort of
Mhm.
approach cautiously. Take a few nibbles.
Okay. All right. So you seem to have developed a friendly rapport with an ROUS in your party now.
Is your name Harvey? You're the biggest rabbit I've ever seen.
Harvey's a good name. I like Harvey.
That's
We'll
perfect.
call him Harvey. I will call him Ralph.
And I will love him and
Raymond
stroke him the
Stacy.
wrong way, and I will call him George.
Ralph
love
or
it.
Harvey. I like it.
Well, you found the rabbit. What would you like to name this new species that you seem to have discovered?
Well, it certainly falls into the lagomorph family. So, that's an interesting question. How about lagomorph firestartum? Because it resides in the fire swamp, but firestartum sounds Latin.
I would have come up with a better name myself, but you're the
Oh,
one
there
that
we
found
go.
it,
Thank
so
you.
It is what
Thank
it
you.
is.
But we shall call him Harvey.
Harvey. That works.
Harvey.
I'll learn to react to Harvey.
So I'm curious if Harvey knows a shortcut through the fire swamp so that we could get to the other side before those other people.
Sure. Do you ask?
Yeah, I asked.
Oh,
Me.
okay.
He seems to be at least savvy. I would say savvy to your question.
Mhm.
And I guess I would start walking in the appropriate direction
Okay, so you take the lead.
and look
Gotcha.
back and try to bring
Max,
them along.
Make
Max
sure that
Valley
they're
Hall.
following you, right?
Mhm.
Gotcha. All right, so I am totally lost here. I mirrored my video and I
Yeah,
probably
Oh,
don't
no.
want to mirror my video. I
left
probably
is right.
Yeah, exactly. I can't tell. Well, let's try this again. Let's unmirror the video. All right, so you lead them towards Buttercup and
Roughly in the same direction, yeah.
roughly in the same direction. That's right. Good. All right, so yeah, it looks like what's happened though is Buttercup and Wesley have stopped, and there seems to be a large group of humanoid figures on horseback in front of them. And so you've got them kind of penned in, like, or hemmed in. There's a party in front that's blocking their progress, and you're behind them. It doesn't seem like the party has noticed you. The new party has noticed you, and it doesn't look like Wesley or Buttercup are interested in looking behind them at the moment. They seem to be intent on what's in front of them.
Should we maybe spread out and still under cover, but try to advance a little bit so that we can hear what's happening?
Okay. You definitely do that.
Can we
Oh,
hear what's happening?
Yeah, you can definitely hear what's happening. They're actually at this point shouting at each other, You can hear the voice of Prince Humperdinck saying, "Surrender." And you can hear Wesley saying, "Death first." And then you hear Buttercup say, "Do you promise not to harm this man?" And you hear Prince Humperdinck say, "What?" And you hear Wesley say, "What?" And then you hear kind of a mumbling conversation. So
I think we better, well, Max leans over to Valerie and says, "I don't think we're on the right side of this, Miss Valerie." She's like, "No kidding, you moron." And she turns to Vasily. Vasily, this situation is not what we thought it was. I think we better get our hands on Miss Buttercup and then
I
sort
agree.
it out afterward.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
I
think-
agree.
Okay, so I think that we better disarm these other people because
How
they
do you
look.
suppose we do that?
Well, that's a good question. I've got one trick up my sleeve that I can try.
I've got one as well. He pats the big guy he's been piggybacking on. We don't even need any brains for this. We got bronze right here.
Right on. And so Valerie comes out of the forest and she casts vicious mockery
Oh, okay.
on
Great.
the entire group.
Okay.
And just starts berating them. "Look at you, Mr. Big Shot. Here we are just about to rescue this lovely lady. Now, why on earth are you even here?" But I'm hoping that Vicious Mockery might stun them so much that they just drop their weapons.
All right, so they definitely direct their attention towards you, as they did not expect anybody to be coming out of the fire swamp. Much, I mean, they didn't even expect Wesley and Buttercup to survive the fire swamp. So now they're seeing, this young, rather frail, this rather frail looking woman come out and start like yelling at them, accosting them. So they're definitely stunned. You would definitely have the first round of any initiative that you would want to do.
Well then, I want to cast Vicious Mockery on the lot of them.
Okay.
Does your mother let you talk to ladies that way?
They all seemed a little bit like looking at each other and kind of in that sort of like sheepish, embarrassed way, like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know. We were just being boys. I don't know. That kind of thing. So yes, it seems to work.
Okay.
What's Vicini doing?
Just watching in awe. She's
Okay.
just such a way with words.
He's taking
just,
notes.
Like, secretly studying and taking notes, but again, he's gonna act like it was all his idea.
What's the ROUS doing?
Sort of looking between all of these and trying to judge what's going on. I think I'm going to side with the biggest one.
Okay. The biggest one on which side?
Being Fezzik. Or
Fezzik.
not. Yes.
Okay. So you kind of like sidle up next to Fezzik, maybe?
Yeah, sort
Okay.
of like
Sounds
see what's
good.
what he's going to be doing.
All right.
Trying to get my image set here. Not having luck.
Anyone else want to take an action?
I would like to Ms. Buttercup.
Okay, you're gonna
Are
talk
you-
to Buttercup?
Yeah, I want to talk to Buttercup.
Okay.
How you doing? You doing okay?
Well, I just was reunited with my love, the love of my life, who I thought was dead for 5 years, and now the prince who wants to marry me is threatening to kill him. And I think the only way that I could possibly remedy this situation is by marrying the prince, and in exchange for a promise of my love being let go and then let to survive. I don't bear that I could lose him again. I think it would just be...
Shame. You're willing to give up true love just like that? True love? No,
Oh,
no,
you sure you're not gonna call it? You sure you're not gonna call it mostly love? What I've heard, I'm surprised it's
Kinda
not
love,
mostly
yeah.
love. Kind of love.
I like you a lot.
no. That doesn't come along that often either.
Mm-mm-mm.
Your Vicious Mockery has an attack. You rolled a 5, so it definitely has an effect on Buttercup, and now she seems to be not as certain about her decision as she was just a
Good,
moment
that's
ago.
progress.
Yeah.
And Mr. Wesley, Mr. Dread Pirate Roberts, look at you all big and black. What do you think? You think we can take these mongrels?
Oh, roll a persuasion check.
20, baby.
Whoa. Wesley is like, I don't know where you came from, but I'll take any help I can get. Yes. Advance, charge, he says. Everyone roll initiative.
Yeah. 14.
Okay.
Oh, with dexterity though too.
I got a 1.
Okay. Fezzik's going last. Vincini's going last.
Valerie got
As
7.
expected.
Dexterity. Actually, that's a 16 for me.
Oh, wait a minute. How do you modify?
Dexterity.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
always
okay.
dex.
Oh, that's a minus. Yuck. So Valerie got 5 and Max got 8.
Okay. That makes sense. That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And that makes sense. The RUS would go first. So yeah, so you guys get first round. Wesley rolled a 20 and Buttercup rolled a 17. So Wesley, Buttercup. So Wesley attacks Prince Humperdinck with his rapier. He slashes, but Humperdinck dodges and Wesley misses. Buttercup runs up to Count Rugen's horse and grabs the reins successfully. And it looks like Count Rugen is dismounted from his horse now. He's fallen off his horse. ROUS, your turn.
All right. I shall leap across the screen and follow the attack and attack the same character there. Who was that?
You're
Humperdinck.
attacking Prince Humperdinck?
Yes.
So a leaping attack. Let's see.
So
if
I
can
sort
do
of fly across the screen as though thrown.
Nice. Like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, roll your attack roll.
And I attack. It's, I think, with advantage if someone's next to him, if someone's within 5 feet.
Yeah, okay, somebody's within 5 feet.
So we're good.
Yeah, because
13. Even with advantage, not so great. But.
oh yeah, you hit. Roll damage.
Now the damage is not so much, just a single bite.
Mm-hmm.
3 damage.
Okay, so 3 damage. So Humperdinck says, I believe that is the first time that a rodent has ever had the audacity to bite me. He takes the bite. Inigo's turn. Inigo runs towards Count Rugen and says, hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And they start dueling, slashing back and forth vigorously. Fezzik looks around for a heavy object to throw, and he's trying to pull a tree stump out of the ground, basically. So that's going to take a turn. Miracle Max, it's your turn.
See, now you didn't give me weapons and I forgot to think about it.
That's what I was kind of hoping you guys would do on the ship, like find something.
I'm
No.
super sorry about that, but I feel
No,
like
that's
you
okay.
would have a quarter staff, maybe. Does that work?
Oh, like a walking stick or something like
Yeah.
that. Okay, I'll give that to you. Absolutely.
Okay. So then that's 1d6. Find your d6.
Who are you attacking? There's
Oh,
2
right.
guards. There's Prince or Count Rugen, and there's Prince Humperdinck.
Who's on the ground?
Count Rugen, he's currently in a duel with Inigo Montoya.
Oh, well, then I'm gonna stay away from the is there who can I hit with my quarterstaff close by?
You could hit any of them.
And is Humperdinck still on his horse?
Humperdinck is still on his horse. He just got bit by a flying rodent.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna try and hit him, not
Okay.
his horse. Because
Hit
I
him,
like
but not
horses.
his horse. Okay, sure. Roll attack.
And that's the D20 first. Sorry, you can tell him not 6. Doesn't make it probably, huh?
So you run up to the horse and to Prince Humperdinck, who is currently struggling with a rodent biting him and trying to throw him off him. He's basically in the saddle with him, and you just swing and a miss. Basically, it's like this. You pretty much wind up like Babe Ruth and just strike out, and do kind of a twirl as you do. You kind of twist and kind of fall flat on your buttocks.
Yeah,
and then
right.
Valerie would be next.
And Valerie is going to throw a dagger as soon as I find my D4.
I'll be
with-
right back. I have to bounce out for a second and come back.
Yeah,
in.
no problem.
She's going to fling a dagger at him,
Mhm.
at Humperdinck.
Okay,
Come on.
roll your attack roll.
10 plus dexterity would be 8.
Oh wow. Yeah, she hits. Definitely.
Really?
Where were you said it? Oh, you mean as an 8 total or it was +8?
No, it was 8
Oh,
total.
it was an 8. No, so you throw a dagger and it like whizzes
Yeah.
past Humperdinck's head, and he doesn't even notice. He's so engrossed with the giant rat that's trying to gnaw at his neck. Great. Vicini's turn.
So Vizzini's all he's gonna do, being like the weakest link physically in a party, he's just gonna kind of like point his finger at people and be like, "How are you missing? They're right there. Just throw the dagger at them, not at the other side of them, not behind them, at them."
All right.
But he's like young at them. He's actually not gonna do anything as far as like fighting.
Well, so roll a d20. We'll make this almost like a bardic inspiration kind of thing.
Yeah, in what's the word I'm trying to use? An accidental, I guess.
Yeah.
He got a, what would that be? Like, was that like a modifier or anything? Or was it just the dice?
I'm gonna call it like an attack roll, maybe. Just roll. What's the d20 roll?
I got a 2.
A 2. Okay, so that's no help at all. But good try. And then back to the top.
His intention wasn't to help. He just wanted to be angry.
So so Humperdinck is able to throw the ROUS to the ground, and that's pretty much his turn. Rugen is trying to fight desperately for his life and is not doing well. He's fending off Montoya, but he's not. It looks like Montoya is going to get the better of him. Where are we here? We are at. Oh yes, the 2 guards. This guard runs to Humperdinck's defense, and this guard is running to Rugen's defense. We are at Montoya. No, he was after the RUS. Okay. All right. So Vicini is able to. I gotta let Craig back in. Admit. Vicini is able to rip a tree trunk out of the ground and hurl it at one of the guards who's approaching to help Prince Humperdinck. Hits and clobbers him, knocks him pretty much off his horse, and he falls prone on the ground underneath his horse.
Does that mean that we then have advantage? I forget.
Yeah, you have advantage on anybody who's laying prone. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Craig, are you with us?
Yes. I made
okay.
it back.
If you are ready, it would be the ROUS's turn.
Awesome.
Humperdinck was able to break the grapple basically and throw you to the ground. You're on the ground now, but you're on your feet, but you're right by his horse, and you're in between. You're basically in between Humperdinck and Rugen. So you had a successful attack against Humperdinck. This guard is on the ground lying prone. This guard is going to help Count Rugen, who is facing Inigo Montoya at the moment. And
Decisions.
yes, you have options.
So there's a guard on the ground.
There is.
Well, I'm gonna leap on that guard then.
Okay, so you go behind Prince Humperdinck and leap on that guard. You can attack with advantage.
Yep. Ooh, nat 20.
Oh, wow. Okay, so double your damage.
3, 6.
This guard was already injured by the fall, so you were able to basically bite this guard and you dispatch this guard. Let's put
Dispatch the guard.
You can describe that if you want.
Oh yeah, well I basically land on the guard on his face, grab him by the neck, and you can't tell whether it's me or the guard who's squealing, but somebody's
Nice. Very nice. All right.
and then he lays still.
Good. Inigo pierces both shoulders, either shoulder of Count Rugen, and also gives him scars on both of his cheeks this round. And he is threatening him and saying, offer me money, offer me power, offer me anything I want. Next is I already did Fezzik. So next is Miracle Max.
Miracle Max. All right. He's gonna go after Humperdinck, who is also prone, correct?
Humperdinck is still on his horse, but he's
Oh.
yeah, but that's okay. You're still like right now. You basically like did like a 180 or a 360 trying to hit him the first time, but you're real close to him, and you have that quarterstaff. You could try to unhorse him if you wanted to.
I want to try and horse him. All right. Big money, no whammies. Fuck me. Excuse me. Language. You can blip that out.
This is D&D.
That's a 1.
Wow. So I was going to say Humperdinck rolled an 18 to kind of evade. So he's an expert horseman. He kind of knows this maneuver. He's trained against it since he was a little boy in the saddle. And you hear him almost let out a laugh as he turns his horse in the stirrups, and he kind of kicks you with one of the stirrups as a kind of I guess it would be an attack of opportunity as he's moving away. So you take like 2 damage. It's not much, but it's more of an insult than an injury. He doesn't consider you to be much of a threat.
I'm clearly not.
Valerie's next.
Valerie is going to what does vicious mockery really do?
Vicious mockery can do like 1d4 psychic damage, but it also, if it's successful, it makes the character roll their next roll with disadvantage, or there may be a duration of that actually.
I'm gonna try for the I'm gonna pull out another dagger and fling it right at his face.
Cool.
And that is a 9. Plus dexterity, which would be 7.
A 7, and another dagger slings past him. This one he sees though, and so he actually turns his horse, and now he's turning towards you. He sees that you may be a threat. He doesn't seem to believe it, but he's like, well, wait a minute. This guy's got a stick and he's got nothing on me. And this lady's throwing daggers at me. I might have to take care of this. I'm not 100% sure yet. Vicini.
Any damage actually been done to the prince yet?
Yeah, the prince actually has been done 3 damage, a bite to
bit
the
him.
neck.
Dang, he got.
Presumably poisoned too.
Vicini's just laughing to himself at the thought that a like literal rat is actually proven to be more dangerous than like everyone else on the team, including himself to the prince. So I was gonna say for his turn, he was just like laughing. What do we name him? Harvey?
Harvey.
Yeah.
Harvey. Who
You
else?
know-
Who's still there? The other guards, right?
There is a guard that's running towards Count Rugen to help him, and then there's basically 3 adversaries right now. You got Rugen, who's just been slashed by Inigo, and you've got the guard who's undamaged, and you've got Prince Humperdinck on horseback.
I guess he's gonna try and do what he did last time to like do a bardic inspiration type thing to, if that's even allowed, to
Sure.
whoever's throwing the daggers, they really need some
Okay, Valerie.
words of wisdom there.
Go ahead. What are your words of wisdom?
It's just like, remember, the target is what you want to hit. You throw something at that is what you want to hit.
Now,
You're not trying to aim around it. I know you're trying to use these big brain moves because you want him to be stuck in the middle, right? I get that. You already did it twice now. Like, please, if you get a hook, line, sinker, and get it down in the middle.
Why don't you
So
stop your yapping and actually do something effective?
I am doing something effective. I'm doing my job as the leader and leading for you.
Oh, you're leading.
No,
Well, wouldn't I
yes.
be doing better if you were leading better?
What is it that Prince says? Watch how you speak to me or something. Is that Vicini's phrase now?
Vicini's
Watch how you
phrase?
speak- Well, I know Prince Humperdinck at some point was like yelling at Buttercup, saying, like, don't speak to me that way.
Yeah.
when he
I
grabs
would
her.
not say such things if I were you. Yes.
Just imagine Vicini like says that and kind of like gritting his fist. He's like, I wouldn't say such things like that to me.
Roll a
You're
d20.
clearly not going to do anything anyway. So
Have Vicini roll a d20 to see if he's inspired through his negative comments.
What is that? Like a wisdom that I'm rolling, or just a regular D20?
Yeah, you can roll wisdom.
Well, because that if it's a wisdom, it's a 10. If it's not, it's a 6.
Right. Oh, that was your roll.
Yeah, that was my roll.
Oh, okay. So it was a 10. All right. Roll a D 4.
Yeah, I gotta change the numbers on here.
Oh, just roll a D20 then and tell me if it's below.
No, I got it. I got it. I got a 3.
Oh, you got a 3. Oh, okay, great. So yeah, Valerie's like, she wants to show that what she can do. She's gonna roll with advantage on the next round. But right now, Count Rugen has taken his licks to Inigo Montoya, and he says, "I want my father back, you son of a," and he dispatches Count Rugen, who is now dead on the ground. The guard is less than inspired to remain here, so you can see him kind of turn and start to run away. Humperdinck is still on horseback. He's heading toward Valerie. He brings out his sword, but does not bring it to bear yet. So it is the ROUS's turn, and basically you have a fleeing guard and dead Count Rugen and a
Dead guard.
yeah, and a no fleeing, yeah, dead guard too. And then you also have Humperdinck on horseback bearing down on Valerie. Actually, in the
Valerie's close to him.
yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I shall fly through the sky and aim for Prince.
Okay, roll your attack roll.
Can I
Mhm.
can I give him an assist by continuing to like distract Humperdinck so he doesn't see him coming?
Sure. What do you do?
I engage him in conversation and say, you coward, you're gonna come at a little old lady. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, come and get me. Here I am.
Okay. And you know what? Miracle Max can get involved too. What would Miracle Max be saying at this point?
I mean, oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't have him prepared.
Oh no, that's okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just
didn't
thought
think
it would
about
be
it.
fun to bring him in because
Um,
you might have something to say. Go ahead and think about that while Craig rolls his attack roll.
Okay, 13.
Okay, so you fly through the air and you again, you just seem to be able to like land in the saddle with Humperdinck. He's got one of these like kind of like shaped like a bowl, you know, like he's really firmly in there. Like there's really no way that you can't just land in his lap. Like it's just the way the horse's neck is and the way that he holds his reins. So you kind of land right in his arms and roll your bite attack, your damage. Yeah, roll your damage.
2.
All right, so like you give him a really good bite. Where do you want to hit him?
Yeah, I guess on the cheek would probably.
Okay, like
you say,
something where it's going to be visible, you know, like something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the pain.
To the
not
pain.
such a pretty boy anymore, are ya?
I would not say such things if I were you. All right, it's Max's turn.
You talk to my wife that way, huh? Let's see. I guess all he's got really is his quarterstaff. So he's like, listen, Mr. Ed, I'm really sorry I'm gonna have to do this. I think he's gonna have to go over the horse to try and unhorse him.
Okay.
Aim at the horse's feet.
Pardon?
Aim at the horse's feet or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
might-
okay.
It might
Great.
be less resistance that way.
That would probably be an attack with advantage since that's not something that, you know, it's something within his reach and not a tactic that the horse would be expecting at this point.
Exactly. Okay. Well, then we've got double 10s. Isn't that interesting? 10 and 10 plus quarterstaff is strength or dexterity. It doesn't matter.
They're the same, I think, for him.
-2.
Like I said, though, I think that would work. So describe what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to trip the horse so that the front end of it goes down.
So you're not actually trying to hurt the horse. You're basically
not trying to
trying
hurt
to
the
like
horse.
to unbalance
Distract the horse. Yeah, unbalance. him.
Yeah, well, a horse is pretty top heavy. I mean, I don't think that's going to be so hard to do. So describe how the horse comes down.
So I swing my quarterstaff at his front legs and he tries to kind of jump up so he doesn't get hit real hard,
Mhm.
but he has to curl them in and he ends up kind of face planting down on the ground, the horse, so that his back end is still up and his front end is down.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I can see that clearly. Very nicely done. So Humperdinck rolls a dex save and fails, and he falls out of the saddle. Wesley is right there, and he basically has his rapier at Prince Humperdinck's throat, and he says, "Drop your sword." Humperdinck rolls a 6 on his willpower saving throw and throws his sword to the ground. So the Humperdinck is defenseless at the moment. Wesley is over top of him with his sword aimed at his neck, and it is Valerie's turn.
Who's left standing?
That's it. The guard
good
is
thing.
gone. You have the guard has left the area. The one that was.
Well, then I just want to
basically
viciously mock Humperdinck as badly as I can to just take out any last shred of dignity that he might have.
Make
Go
him
for
question
it.
every decision he's made.
tell
It's
tell
fine,
us
it's fine.
tell us what Valerie says.
Oh gosh. You're so ugly. Your mother couldn't even look at you when you were born. You're so stupid. You let a bunch of freaking ragtag and you let a rat beat you.
And yet
Even
somehow the rat is the best of us.
Even if you were the most handsome dude in the world, Buttercup wouldn't want anything to do with you. 18, yay.
Yes, it works. Absolutely. He is thoroughly, utterly shamed and humiliated. Vicini, you have one last turn here if you want to do something.
He just applauds. Well, my I just had to take my word back in that one.
Very
Rat's still
good.
better than all of us, though. The rat's still the strongest one.
Very good. So the combat is over. You have Humperdinck in tow. You take him back to the castle. The good king and queen are there, and you describe exactly what came to pass. They are shamed at their son's behavior and award you with the chest of gold that you were promised, and all live happily ever after. Very nicely done. This was fun. Good job, guys. I think this was a pretty good first outing. What do you guys
Does
think?
he shrink? He gets to become a pretty cute little mouse now.
Yeah, well, I clean up
There's
nice.
a mage that turns him into a cute mouse. So
Exactly, it's the enraged.
Oh, Miracle Max wants to like do a wild shape or something on him, like
Exactly.
transform. Okay, all right, that's cool. Could probably have that happen. Miracle Max could probably take his job back at the castle and have access to all the magical.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he used to work for the king.
He used to work for the king, but the prince fired him.
Yes.
That's why he wants revenge. Exactly the same reason that Anakin Skywalker wanted revenge, because he didn't get promoted in his job. So, yeah, what did you guys think? Did you guys have fun?
That was neat. Yeah, that was fun.
That was
And
fun.
a completely different, alternative ending.
Yeah, that definitely could have gone a different way, huh?
What did you have planned that we foiled?
I tried not to overplan.
Well, I mean, it didn't go. Yeah, it didn't go according to the script, the original script.
I didn't know how far I was gonna go, but I was like, the reason I didn't have Vizzy fight is because he was still under the original plan of the prince to actually end up wanting to kill Buttercup to start that war with Gildan. So like his whole thing was like to just inconceivably not do anything. But then once eventually the princess was saved, he was going to try and just kill her.
Kind of wait and see kind of thing.
Yeah. Kind of waiting to play his cards,
Well, yeah, he's the type that would flip very quickly, I think.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That could be part 2. That could be a sequel, maybe. Yeah, that's one thing that I've learned about DMing is that it's fun to like make maps and it's fun to make character sheets and that sort of thing. But as far as plot goes, I mean, the player character is always going to derail your plot
and do something weird. Yeah.
Always.
And you kind of just have to roll with it. Yeah.
If you want to railroad them, I mean, that's fine. But I like waypoints. Like I want the story to hit this and this and this. So like, if we had time, I was gonna like, go to the torture chamber and do that in the middle, and then have a scene where you storm the castle. But the way time goes, we used our 2 hours. So like, it was, it worked out well to end it in the fire swamp. But it's better to have more stuff than not enough stuff, right?
Right.
Mm.
So, and then that's the other thing about DMing is you can always use the other stuff somewhere else. If you make a map of a castle, like a storming the castle kind of thing, you can use it as a bank vault the next time, or
Mm,
you know what I mean? You can modify it. So there's never any wasted preparation.
definitely.
Cool. All right. So we'll have to start thinking about what do we want our next intellectual property to be.
It's hard.
There's so many choices. The other thing is, Ruth and I were talking about this independently, but I was thinking about a name for our group, and maybe like starting a separate YouTube channel for it. And I like the idea of DND Reboots. And Ruth actually had a great idea. We were thinking about like a pair of boots, the buckles looking like D's, so like D&D on the buckles, and then the word reboots underneath. And Ruth had made the O's into 20-sided dice, which I thought was very clever.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
love the whole rest of it though. Hang on, I'll get the picture up.
I actually did a little sketch, if I can find it. I think Tara was going to firm it up for me, but I'll show you my
Oh,
rough
good.
draft.
I'm not an illustrator. I admit that. I'm a layout. Where did I put it? Oh. Messages. Patrick. Okay. Chat.
Well, it's somewhere on this mess of a desk. I can't find it, but I'll, but I took a picture of it. I can
Oh.
put it on the group chat. And then, yeah. So, anyway, I did a search to see if anybody had used that name before. And there was this group in Chicago, apparently about 3 years ago, that did a reboot of Die Hard. And that seemed interesting. I didn't watch the videos, but they didn't use the name D&D Reboots. It was, they used reboot, but it wasn't, they didn't call their channel that. So I don't think we're stepping on anybody's toes. If we're stepping on anybody's toes at all, it's those guys. And they only seem to do like one scenario with about 5 videos. And that was 3 years ago. So I think we're probably in the clear there. You know what I mean? So
Right.
as far as like, because I don't want to steal somebody's idea, but actually we came up with this before I even looked that up. So I don't think this is like, there's got to be other people who have done similar things, right, in D&D, but like, as far as like putting it out there, we're not duplicating anybody too closely, right? So,
And as long as it's not someone that's making a ton of money off of it, they're not going to care, right?
dude, I'd invite them to like play with us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
Like, I think it'd be awesome because they've already kind of, plowed the field, that they could probably give us a bunch of ideas, so, yeah. All right, so I'll be interested in hearing like, what you think after you sleep on it and all that stuff, but how we want to proceed, as far as like critiques, concerns, improvements,
Yeah.
ideas, things like that. Do we need more lead time? Do we do this once every week, once every 2 weeks? What does it, you know what I mean? What does it take?
Mhm.
So that kind of
I'm
stuff.
fine with either, but regardless of what we pick, I'm not available next week because I'll be
Okay.
in Cleveland, or at least
So-
coming back from Cleveland.
So actually, that's another thing. So it, like Anne had she's on vacation and she had some trouble with the Wi-Fi at her resort, at her place. So it seems, it's probably more than likely that one person isn't going to be able to make it on a certain, week. And that's totally fine. I mean, that happens in most D&D groups anyway, right? Because it's hard to get like 5 people together.
Oh,
So-
I know. I was
Yeah.
DMing myself at some point. Yeah, yeah, I told you already. It's impossible to micromanage everyone's schedules,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
especially
So,
when you're on college. Ugh.
so we wing it. So, if you know anyone that you think would be ideally suited, to do this, feel free to, check with me and maybe we can invite them. I have, one or two people in mind, that I think, I've been thinking, I'm like, oh my God, like this one guy can do great, like, characterizations, like he's really good at voice acting. So I thought, oh, he might be good, but I don't know that he's ever played D&D before. So I don't know if he's interested. So we'll find out. But all right. Thanks for your 2 hours of your time. If you need to go
Thank you.
now, feel
was
free
fun.
Thanks for
to.
giving us a good. Thanks for
free to
giving us a
go.
good 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah,
Right
you
on.
bet. All right, cool.
All right. We'll see you guys.
See you later.
You guys have a good night.
Yep.
Good.